historic summit is taking place in the Middle East. The foreign ministers of 4 Arab countries are meeting with Jewish leaders in the nation of Israel. At the top of the list, the mutual threat of a nuclear Iran.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is also on hand, promising that a nuclear deal with Iran will make Israel and the region safer. As Chris Mitchell reports, Israel and its new partners in the Middle East disagree.
The foreign ministers of Bahrain, the UAE, Morocco, and Egypt flew into Israel for what's called the Negev Summit. The meeting took place at the former home of David Ben Gurion, the father of modern Israel.
The fact that they're coming here to be with us, they're recognizing that Israel is not just here, but Israel is a regional power, and regional is an allied regional power. We're an essential ally for these Arab states. It's quite an extraordinary moment.
Former Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Michael Oren, sees the gathering as history in the making, but it also provides an opportunity for Arab nations to join with Israel in expressing to the U.S. their opposition to the Iranian nuclear deal. An agreement endorsed by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken here in Jerusalem.
The United States believes that a return to full implementation of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action is the best way to put Iran's nuclear program back in the box that it was in, but has escaped from since the United States withdrew from that agreement.
Israel's Foreign Minister Yair Lapid emphasized Israel will do what it takes to stop Iran.
From our point of view, the Iranian threat is not theoretical. The Iranians want to destroy Israel. They will not succeed. We will not let them.
Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, who tested positive for COVID after his meeting with Blinken, raised a major concern about the Iranian nuclear deal.
We're concerned about the intention to delist the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. Their proxy, the Houthis, just this weekend carried out a horrific attack on Saudi Arabia. I hope the United States will hear the concerned voices from the region, Israel's and others, on this very important issue.
Oren says the nuclear deal in 2022 will be worse than the original 2015 agreement.
The fact of the matter is the Iranians managed to get pretty much everything they want, but they'll get a nuclear program that will enable them to retain their nuclear infrastructure, to develop intercontinental ballistic delivery systems. It will probably say nothing about the warheads. Basically, this will buy some time, maybe at most 4 years, on one part of the Iranian nuclear program, which is the enrichment program. And after those 4 years, Iran will be in the position to enrich enough uranium for hundreds of bombs. I am certain that this deal will put Israel and the Middle East on the path to a regional conflict.
Oren and others point out the deal will also give billions of dollars in sanctions relief to Iran that could spread its terror activities throughout the region. How Israel and these Arab nations at today's summit plan to confront Iran may well determine the future of the Middle East. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, I hope the administration can pull back from this and that Iran doesn't get what is currently on the table and doesn't get the ability to develop a nuclear weapon. That is a complete game changer for peace in the Middle East. I think it's absolutely clear that they would use it, and they would use it against Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv and Israel, they're called the little Satan. Guess who's the big Satan? Well, you and I, right here in the United States, where we're considered the great Satan that has put all these horrible things out in the world, and they feel fully justified in using whatever weapons they have to attack us. So let's hope our State Department listens to what they've actually said and also what they've actually done. They are the largest sponsor of terror in the world today, and there is no reason at all to negotiate.